in which an affair unfolds, and we see the damage wrought upon the scorned. Chapter 31. It was a nasty day. Rain fell all morning, and patients with umbrellas crowded into the gallery. Kitty was talking with her mother and the Moscow colonel, who gaily showed off his little European frock coat, bought ready to wear in Frankfurt. They were walking along one side of the gallery, trying to avoid Levine, who was walking along the other side. Varenka, in her dark dress and a black hat with the brim turned down, was walking with a blind Frenchwoman the whole length of the gallery, and each time she met Kitty, they exchanged friendly looks. "Mamma, may I speak to her?" said Kitty, who was watching her unknown friend and noticed that she was approaching the springs and that they might come together there. "If you want to so much, I'll find out about her first and approach her myself," her mother replied. "What do you find so special about her? A lady's companion she must be. If you wish, I'll make the acquaintance of Mademoiselle Stahl. I knew her belle soeur," the princess added, raising her head proudly. Kitty knew that the princess was offended that Mademoiselle Stahl seemed to avoid making her acquaintance. She did not insist. "Oh, wonder, such a dear," she said, looking at Varenka, just as she was handing a glass to the Frenchwoman. "Look, it's all so simple and sweet." "I find these engouements of yours so funny," said the princess. "No, better, let's go back," she added, noticing Levine coming their way with his lady and a German doctor, to whom he was saying something loudly and crossly. They were turning to go back when they suddenly heard, not loud talking now, but shouting. Levine had stopped and was shouting, and the doctor, too, was excited. A crowd was gathering around them. The princess and Kitty hastily withdrew, and the colonel joined the crowd to find out what was the matter. A few minutes later, the colonel caught up with them. "What was it?" asked the princess. "Shame and disgrace," replied the colonel. "There's only one thing to fear, meeting Russians abroad. That tall gentleman quarreled with the doctor, said impertinent things to him for not treating him correctly, and even raised his stick. It's simply a disgrace." "Ah, how unpleasant," said the princess. "Well, how did it end?" "Thank heavens, that girl intervened, the one in the mushroom hat. A Russian, it seems," said the colonel. "Mademoiselle Varenka?" Kitty asked joyfully. Yes, she found the way more quickly than anyone. She took the gentleman by the arm and led him away." "See, Mamma," Kitty said to her mother, "and you're surprised that I admire her." The next day, observing her unknown friend, Kitty noticed that Mademoiselle Varenka already had the same sort of relations with Levine and his woman as with her other protégés. She went up to them, talked, served as interpreter for the woman who could not speak any foreign languages. Kitty started pleading still more with her mother to allow her to make Varenka's acquaintance. And disagreeable though it was for the princess to take, as it were, the first step towards becoming acquainted with Mademoiselle Stahl, who permitted herself to be proud of something, She made inquiries about Varenka and, learning details about her, allowing to conclude that there was nothing bad, though also little good, in this acquaintance, first approached Varenka herself and became acquainted with her. Choosing a moment when her daughter had gone to the springs and Varenka had stopped in front of the bakery, the princess approached her. "Allow me to make your acquaintance," she said with her dignified smile. "My daughter is in love with you," she said. "Perhaps you do not know me. I am—" "It's more than reciprocated, princess," Varenka replied hastily. "What a good deed you did yesterday for a pathetic compatriot," said the princess. Varenka blushed. "I don't remember. I don't think I did anything," she said. "Why, you saved this Levine from unpleasantness." "Yes, sa compagne called me, and I did my best to calm him down. He's very ill, and was displeased with the doctor, and I'm used to looking after these patients." "Yes, I've heard that you live in Menton with Mademoiselle Stahl, your aunt, I believe. I knew her Belsoir." "No, she's not my aunt. I call her maman, but I'm not related to her. I was brought up by her," Varenka replied, blushing again. This was said so simply, so sweet was the truthful and open expression on her face, that the princess understood why her Kitty loved Varenka. "Well, what about this Levine?" asked the princess. "He's leaving," replied Varenka. At that moment, beaming with joy that her mother had made the acquaintance of her unknown friend, Kitty came from the springs. "So, Kitty, your great desire to make the acquaintance of Mademoiselle—" "Varenka," prompted Varenka, smiling. "That's what everyone calls me." Kitty blushed with joy, and for a long time silently pressed her new friend's hand, which did not respond to this pressing, but lay motionless in her hand. But though her hand did not respond, the face of Mademoiselle Varenka lit up with a quiet, joyful, though also somewhat sad smile, revealing big but beautiful teeth. "I've long wanted this myself," she said. "But you're so busy." "On the contrary, I'm not busy at all," replied Varenka. But that same minute she had to leave her new acquaintances because two little Russian girls, daughters of one of the patients, came running to her. "Varenka, Mama's calling," they shouted, and Varenka went after them. If you enjoy this format, please leave a like and subscribe and return tomorrow for the next chapter.